Richard, welcome to Burning Spears. Today I'm going to utilize some of my abundant tomato crop and make a nice tomato and chili smoked pasta sauce. So I'm going to be doing it on the Kamado Joe today with some apple wood, slow at 150 degrees thereabouts. I've got so many tomatoes this year. This is part of my 7th harvest. I'm so tired of eating them in salads and on toast and stuff like that thought I'd put them to a little bit of better use. And then of course I've got some chilies as well to go in the mix. So I'll run through the ingredients. I'm not going to do this from a recipe. I'm going to do it purely by eye. I generally cook a lot of my meals just with feel. So forgive me on not having the true weighed quantities in the description below on this one, but stick around to see how it turns out. Beautiful produce. Let's get going. So as you can see, I've got quite a variety of tomatoes. This has been one of my best and most successful years of tomato growth. Starting to get them great. So I've got some nice yellow pears, some yellow, cherries or yellow romas. I don't know really what they are. And then some baby romas, some standard, some pinks, which is the first time I've grown these this year. They are amazing. I love eating those raw with salt on. Nice thick slices. My mouth's watering. Then I've got a bunch of these sort of baby or small varieties here, not quite cherries, just slightly bigger than that. And then of course some ribbed for extra pleasure. Some cayenne and some bird's eye. I've got some thyme that I'm going to use. You could use rosemary, anything like that, or oregano. And I've got some garlic cloves, salt, freshly ground black pepper, good quality olive oil. And I think that that's pretty much what I'm going to restrict myself to. Could put a bunch of things in, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it super simple and let the main ingredients shine. Okay, so really couldn't be any simpler. I'm just going to get the tomatoes in. I'm going to cut up the big ones a little bit. Not too worried because they will be cooked, I promise. Just want to show you these pinks. Beautiful, amazing. I'm so happy with this variety. Okay, so just mix them all up a little bit. Now, I know what the bird's eyes are like, so that's enough of them for this exercise. Garlic in whole so it doesn't burn. Thyme scattered around. You can pull it out. You can pull the stalks out later, as you'll see. Now I haven't used any of these cayennes this year, so I'm going to take a bite to decide how many to put in. Oh, that's got a creeping heat, but it's not a big blaster, so happy with that. Oh, it's only kicked now. Good amount of olive oil. And always with tomatoes, lots of salt. Okay, so I've had it sitting at 150, which is 300 Fahrenheit. And I've had it sitting there nice and stable. The smoke is now nice and clean. So I'm going to just pop them in. Indirect heat. And at 150, because I'm not after any caramelization or anything like that, it's a pasta sauce. So nice and slow. And there we go. I'll check on it in half an hour. Okay, we're at half an hour now. Getting soft, like that's cooked. These are still a little bit firm, not far off. I'm going to check in another 15 minutes. Okay, so we've been 45 minutes. They are looking done, all soft, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some out that I'm just going to break up slightly for serving. I don't want to have just a sauce. I want to have some bits of tomato in there. Now I want to reduce this so that there's a lot less water in it and it's more saucy, and then I'm going to put it in the food processor and liquidize it. So I'm just going to get a high heat on here to evaporate this. Okay, so we're getting there. You can see it's thickened up nicely. You can smell the sugar in the tomatoes, especially from this edge where it's catching nicely. Of course, while it's doing this, it's getting some more of that smoke on it. Won't be huge amounts, but I'm not after a massively smoky outcome. When I get set up and give that another 3 or so minutes, pull it out and then start the next stage. Right, I just want to see how thick we are. Just perfect, just needs a little bit more. I can see some bits. Okay, I've got some nice tagliatelle here today. Just so I keep it loose and I don't dish up a big solid clump. I'm going to add a bit of sauce for the same reason. Okay, I was in such a rush because it's a cold day, wanting to get that pasta hot and steaming while the sauce is hot and steaming. I reheated the tomatoes in the Kamado Joe. My mouth's watering. That I didn't film me tasting the sauce, but I checked it for seasoning. It was actually, sorry to blow my own trumpet, but it was spot on. Nice and spicy, I must admit. Very, very nice. Not an overkill. You still get all the flavor coming through. Enough salt. The parmesan should add that little bit extra, and I garnish with a little bit of pepper. And the sauce was really, really nice. Sweet, a little bit of tartness. You all like a bit of tart from time to time. Tomatoes. I do love them. That is really good. That heat is there. I would say you should use probably half those amount of chilies. I like that heat. Somebody inside probably won't. But c'est la vie, more for me. Cheers. Delicious. So very simple ingredients. Very few ingredients. In my opinion, they were really well prepared. They're shining. I'm happy with my tomatoes. Always use good quality and very ripe tomatoes whenever you're cooking this type of thing. And wash it down properly, stay hydrated. And I'd say that's it.